In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voiceover personality. But no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
You guys, your boy Chella. Shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut tout le monde, Suspect 95. Là, on est sur VOP TV. On passe un bon temps. J'espère que vous kiffez. On est au Afrima. On est ensemble. VOP TV.
Don't see me like a fool because I don't do giddy giddy giddy. VOP, you don't know somewhere from Ghana representing live and living color. Yeah, Beam Nation President. Outside with it. Bless up.
Hello, this is Milo from Ivory Coast. Keep watch Voice of the People TV. Regardez la voix du peuple, la télévision de la voix du peuple. Que Dieu vous bénisse. À très bientôt. Love you so much.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Gaze Baba. I am watching VOP TV. Usually you be told to not touch the dial, but I tell you to touch the dial and increase the volume. You're like, keep it locked. It's Afro Gospel. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shego Aronzo. You're watching VOP. Don't change the dial.
My Joe, fine girl. My Joe, fine babe. Only are you, but on the Fuji was. Yes, don't touch the dial. This is me, Dr. Adiwala Iba. Keep watching VOP TV.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is Africa News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
for the extraordinary. Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpillon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not going to the talk, please discuss.
In a world where power shapes with every headline,
In a nation full of questions,
in a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
Basketball, media, even road safety. The deaf community in Nigeria has proven that disability does not mean inability. But in an exclusive interview, a deaf rights advocate told us many still face barriers every day from classroom to workplaces. She recalled the painful memory of her deaf uncle, who died in a road accident. That loss, she said, fueled her campaign for inclusive road safety, and now change is happening. She says awareness is growing, but much more must be done. Her vision is sign language to become part of schools, workplaces, and public services, ensuring that no one is left behind.
Sign language is recognized as human right because, like George Gray would say, that inclusion is not a privilege of few, but human right. It means that when something becomes a human right, it's no longer a privilege to give that to that person, but more of a necessity, as it were. So you can imagine for our work in Speaking Fingers, for instance, I've had opportunities to have met young deaf people who had never been to school. We currently have one we are trying to integrate at 10. We have one that has been integrated now into the school and educational system at 10. Yetunde, she got into school at 10. Today she has a language. She has a language that she uses to communicate. She can speak because she has a sign language to communicate. She's integrated. She currently plays for Milo. So, but back dates when we met her, Yetunde will just be there looking at you. She actually has a physical disability alongside her speech and hearing impairment. So you find out that sign language, she can be included. When it is made human rights as a right and not just a privilege, she's also able to access services because the world recognizes it as a language. I speak English today. I wasn't speaking English before. So I wasn't good. My fluency in English was bad. But today I could communicate and people can hear me. Likewise, I can also hear people. So sign language has become a human right because it's not a privilege, but it is a necessity. It is work in progress. Today, we're having this conversation because sign language has been recognized as a language far back 2018. Does it mean that the deaf community existed at 2018? No. It just means that the world has awakened to it because media professionals like you are giving platforms for us to they have this conversation, this dialogue, and by so doing, we are also changing the dialogue. So how aware, really, I don't have instances to say this is it, but I kid you not, we are not where we used to be, even though we are not where we want to be in terms of creating that awareness. By integrating sign language into such training, he or she can be empowered. Their voice can be heard, they can be valued, they can be appreciated, and they can have a seat on the table because I have an awareness. Government have policies. And one of the conversations we had today during the commemoration proper in terms of the celebration we had, as a result, someone said, the new competition is collaboration. So if you are not collaborating, if we don't see it from the perspective of multi-sectoral approach and just leaving it to government, government will always turn out, they sit in meetings, they sit in symposium, they sit in consortium and all those big names and come up with policies. Implementation is still far. So what's happening is that we are the government. It takes a village. So you are that village. I am that village. So government is us. And then for government, in terms of positioning, should please, we advocate for the implementation of policies, enforcement of those implementation, providing access for sign language to be given at all forums, for schools to be accessible, is to, like somebody said today, and we all agree, to make sign language a language that can be learned. It was actually the GM of Lasoda that left to her the sign language. should be a must in every curriculum, and we quite agree. So as we make awareness available to all, accessible to all, because this interview, without captioning or subtitling it or providing a sign language interpreter, a young deaf person, which is our population, will not be able to hear it in a way that he or she is passionate enough to drive that conversation in his own sphere of influence. I kid you not, today, I serve in an all-deaf church as part of my commitment to this work. I serve in an all-deaf church, choir, usher, pastor, everybody, songs, everything is done in sign language, ensuring that sign language is signed everywhere. Deaf people are free to use their language. You and I learn how to sign and communicate with them and ensure that videos, things are accessible, communication is provided in an accessible manner. Truly just leave no one behind. So that's what this year is talking about. Seeing it from the perspective of, we are not doing them a favor. We are providing access. We are providing rights. We are ensuring that, look, you deserve this thing and you have to get it at whatever form. Even though we don't also want to build an entitled mentality, doing it from the place of empathy, understanding that we are all a work in progress, part time, part time, part time. World
Op-eds, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more.
Hello there, welcome on board. Of course, our head is People's Voice on VOP TV, where season stories shape the narrative. Today, we're dissecting a major story that is dominating the headline and sparking conversation across the nation. No one can defeat Tinubu in 2027, says Atiku'S son. Join the conversation with experts inside the season perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Xavier Udo. Let's look into other news stories with details. Kano governor explained why he defected to APC. Of course, Abba Yusuf has explained that his decision to defect from the new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, to the All Progressive Congress was driven by the overall interest, stability, and development of Kano State, and not by personal political ambition. Right, let's see how that particular will turn out, because presently, Kano is even hotter than Rivers State as we speak. And then from that particular one, APC says it can't stop politicians from defecting to the party. The All Progressive Congress has stated that it cannot prevent politicians from joining the party, describing recent defections as a reflection of confidence in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. The APC National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka, emphasized that the party welcomes new members and won't act as a bearer to those seeking join. Okay, and Moka also dismissed concerns over the growing number of governors joining the APC, including recent defection of Kano State Governor, saying they are aligning themselves with a reassuring and, of course, resurging Nigeria under Tinubu's led administration. He also said that they should forget about fears of one-party states, citing Nigerians' past experience with similar political dominance without undermining democracy. And away from that particular one, Senate proposes tougher penalties for votes buying ahead of 2027 polls. The Senate has actually proposed penalties for vote buying and other electoral offenses ahead of the 2027 general elections. According to the Senate leader, Okoyemi Bamidele, the proposed law introduces electronically generated voter identification and mandates presiding officers to transmit polling unit results electronically. We just hope that this particular one will work, because we understand what this means for the Senate. So imagine a senator who knows that he or she might not win, their senatorial district. Do you think that they wouldn't dare more consequences to actually go otherwise? We saw what happened in Anambra. We saw all of the just concluded elections. So let's just hope that this particular one would come to stay, and it will stay permanently. All right. I am dangerous now, 10 times bigger than when I was governor. This is coming from the man who could not give the exact amount for 1 kilometer, as regards to the Calabar-Lagos Coastal Road. I'm talking about David Umahi. Minister of Works David Umahi has boasted that his political influence and status have grown far beyond what they were when he served as governor of Ebonyi State. Speaking at a political gathering, Umahi said, "I am 10 times bigger than when I was governor, and I'm very dangerous now. God has blessed the Umahi family beyond wealth, and we are capable of funding anything." I love that particular one. I think it's high time that the ICPC, the EFCC, keeps all of these particular words of our politicians, in the archive, or look into it. Perhaps open a fresh file. For you to actually say you are 10 times bigger, 10 times more powerful, now your family has so much beyond wealth, and there is nothing you cannot acquire. Where did you get all of this money from? That's the question. You were called to serve, and upon the appointment as a minister, so are you saying that you have been amassing wealth to your family instead of doing the roads that we've been begging you to? Well, let's leave it at that. But hopefully, I know the APC or this particular government would know how to do a damage control as regards to that conversation when once it starts making more rounds on social media. National Assembly to scrutinize 2026 budget review constitution. The National Assembly will resume plenary session today to scrutinize President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 58.47 trillion 2026 appropriation bill and review the 1999 Constitution. The Senate leader, Senator Okoyemi, said upper and lower chamber would expedite work on the review of the Constitution with a target to complete it by the first quarter of 2026. And of course, let's come here to the Kanu's quarter again. Kanu governor's APC defection to cost him 2027 ex-presidential aide, a political and of course a former presidential aide, Dr. Umar Ado, has warned that Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf risks political defeat in the 2027 general elections if he defects from the new Nigerian People's Party, of course, which he has done that. And Ado said that the governor would actually, face so much, and it would be a very big mistake for him if he dares to do this particular thing that he has done today, and politically that he has betrayed Kwankwaso. Okay, everyone has just been talking about the betrayer here, and I don't know if, for a predecessor to bring out a successor, I don't know if there is always an agreement and, all of this particular thing that makes it look like a betrayer. These people were actually voted in to serve and not to work for just one man. All right, let's move on from there. Workers planned a nationwide strike over sachet alcohol ban. Employees of companies are producing sachet alcohol and, of course, our civil society organization have threatened to stage a nationwide protest if the ban of sachet alcohol beverages and PET bottles below 200 ml is not reversed. The workers under the aegis of Food, Beverages and Tobacco Senior Staff Association and National Union of Food, Beverages and Tobacco Employees protested at the NAFDAC office in Lagos on Monday. All right, this is actually for the good of people, but of course, they also talked about if the ban actually happens, then so many of them will be out of jobs. So we have to just look into this particular one again. Court orders FCT workers to suspend strike. The National Industrial Court of Nigeria in Abuja has granted an interlocutory injunction compelling workers under the Joint Union Action Committee to suspend their ongoing strike. The court ruled that the workers' right to industrial action is not absolute and must cease pending the determination of the case. And of course, the last but never the least, our national grid has also collapsed again for the second time. And this is marking a very poor start for the nation. The power generation dropped to 39 megawatts at 11 a.m. Today, being Tuesday, and down from 3,825 megawatts as of 10 a.m. We just hope that this particular one, would be better again. Our national grid keeps collapsing, and we keep asking the Ministry of Power that same question, what is happening to our electricity? Okay, and right out to the Kano's conversation, Ganduje assures Yusuf of APC ticket victory in 2027. I just hope that this particular assurance will be serious about, it will be serious, because it's not just about the assurance, it's about the victory. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 09044732605. Follow us on social media at VOPTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOPTV, and of course on YouTube, we're Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we're taking the conversation here and talking about Kano State, talking about defections in Nigeria, and of course talking about our politicians today. No one can defeat Tinubu in 2027 elections, and this is actually coming from Atiku'S son. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. I'll be right back.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Mr. Ofamiloni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti, and you're watching.
All right, welcome back to the program. It is still People's Voice on Voice of People Television. Abba Atiku'S son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has joined the All Progressive Congress and, of course, declared that no political party can stop President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from winning the 2027 general elections. Abba made the announcement after collecting his APC membership card in Yola, Adamawa State. Abba Atiku cited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's far-reaching economic and human development reforms as the reason for his decision to join the APC. Abba expressed confidence that Tinubu would win the 2027 presidential election, praising his achievement in infrastructure and human capital. Of course, Abba's elder brother, Adamu Atiku, remains a member of the People's Democratic Party and serves as Commissioner for Works and Energy Development in Adamawa State. When I'm being joined by Mr. Dele Fadimo, a seasoned reporter and, of course, a senior political analyst. You're welcome on board, sir.
Good evening, Silvio.
I have been laughing because I have so much to discuss with you today when it comes to our Nigerian political space. But of course, before I come to you, let me go. Join us virtually. We have Adekunle Lukman Adefolahon, public and policy analyst. You're welcome, Adekunle. Are you there?
Thank you and good evening for having me today.
It's nice having you again. And I love the fact that, I don't know if you're still in the North, but of course, I know that you and I have actually been in the North for quite some time. So it will be better for us to talk about the Northern politics today as well. All right, let me kick off from the studio. Yeah, let me kick off from the studio before I come to you. All right. So, sir, Mr. Dele Fadimo, I want to ask you this question. One of the former APC chieftain actually said nobody should take Atiku'S son serious and APC should be careful of him. That was one of the statements. But, I remember that Obasanjo did not allow his son to support, Buhari, but his son went ahead, to say he would support. But of course, Obasanjo was not, on the ballot. But this time around, a father being on, the ballot, or is likely that it would be there, and a son moving from the PDP sue the APC and not the ADC. What does that tell us? And now, domino consequence for him to actually say that it would be Tinubu and not any other person. What do you have to say as regards to this?
Well, history will always repeat itself. And there's nothing a politician would do today that would steer away from what has happened in the past. You see, this thing is a game, and it's not lost on those of us that understand how politics play out in Nigeria. What Atiku and his son is playing out is a rehash of what the Dosunmu brothers did in the days of UPN MPN. It's also a rehash war of Gbemisola and Bukola Saraki in Kwara. So they're not doing anything new. And I've always said one thing, that Atiku may not be trusted after all. You see, some of these people, when they come in the open and begin to chastise themselves and begin to play politics, behind the curtains, they have a meeting point. You will see that Atiku only picks on the minute to criticize this government. And so if his son is moving to the other side, what does that tell you? It shows that at the end of the election, there won't be victor, there won't be vanquished. If at the end of the election in 2027, and Tinubu wins, will he not do something for the son, for defying his father? And where are those things going back to?
Still going back to the
Atiku
father.
family. That's the game.
No, but I need to ask a very sensitive question.
And don't forget, before you ask the question, Atiku's son is an adult.
Of course, which was what the father said, that, and of
So
course, he believes in
can
democracy,
decide where
anybody
he
can
wants to
decide.
be.
Yes, but that's why I need to answer this particular question, which we should all look into. If your other son decides to leave the PDP and he moved to the APC, not believing in your political mission or vision, and your other son remains in PDP and has not defected to your ADC, is that not saying a lot as regards to even the people surrounding him not wanting him to actually contest again after, series of contesting of different elections, and he's not winning?
I have told you, there's nothing new about what this man is doing. It's not a deviation from what political dynasties do. Win or lose. When Bukola Saraki became governor of Kwara State, did he run Gbemisola out of Kwara? The Dosunmu brothers, once one wins, everybody will keep quiet and life goes on. It's just a lesson for us that are dying for one particular candidate against the other. You now know that nobody fights at the top there.
Okay.
It's very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Very cool. Okay. Let me take it virtually now. Adekunle, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So let's kick off with our northern caliphate, as they usually call it back then. Something happened, in Kano State. I remember I think last week, you joined the show last week, where we had some conversation that has to do with Kwankwaso, and you made some assertion as regards to Kwankwaso not having the strong block anymore, unlike before. But what we've been seeing, over 24 hours and 48 hours, we've been seeing all of his blocks, the political blocks, coming to him and, rallies here and there, and everybody just, are consoling him and telling him that they are solidly behind him in Kano State. Abba Yusuf has decided to leave, and Ganduje is promising him victory, but every other person is saying otherwise. What do you think would happen? Is NNPP still going to be strong in Kano, or APC would actually sweep off everywhere in 2027?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
If you look at what is happening in Kano, it's not new. The same thing happened when Malam Shekaro was governor and Kwankwasia movement decided to work against that structure that time. And Malam Shekaro, being a teacher with people believing in him, dusted Kwankwasia team under AMPP that time. So for Kwankwaso still thinking that because his loyalists are resigning from the State Executive Council, promising him their allegiance, that will not take him anywhere. I can tell you that for free. I think the dynamics in Kano is completely different. Completely different because the Kwankwasia movement has been cracked. It has been cracked. The movement has been cracked.
Yeah, please go ahead.
By the defection of Habagida.
Okay.
However, Ganduje's factor, remember last week I said that Ganduje factor is going to play a role, as well as Ado Bayero's role as well too.
Yeah.
Because, and apart from that, there are other silent issues in Kano. Don't forget that the overflow from Kano and Jigawa is another factor as well too.
Yeah.
We have the former Jigawa State Governor, Lamido in yes. Jigawa State, we have influence in Kano politics, despite Jigawa being created out of Kano. The Emir of Duse, who is also a cousin brother, Sanusi, to the Emir of Kano, that factors will still play a role. So the only thing APC can do is to improve good governance to Kano people. All these governors are decamping because they want to benefit from the national cake beyond what they are benefiting now. There is nothing new that Abagida will do that has not happened in Kano. It happened under Shekaro when he was in the NPP. They dusted PDP, despite Kwankwaso being one of the major figures in PDP. So the same thing will repeat itself. So also, if you look at what is happening in Adamawa State about the Atiku'S song, like my colleagues in the studio said, it's not new. Fatima Atiku was a commissioner of health in Adamawa State under ACN, APC.
Yeah.
Under Bindo. And I don't know why people are giving this special consideration. Is it because it's the son? Fatima Atiku was the commissioner of health. So that the children of politicians are decamping, I don't think it's special. And that nobody can defeat Tinubu, I think that is his personal belief, because he's going to vote once. And if you look at where they come from in Adamawa State, Jada, that's the Adamawa North, which I believe they don't have control over the Adamawa South. When you are talking of Song, you are talking of Michika, you are talking of Gulag, you are talking of Mubi North and Mubi South. So what he's saying is just to him. That is not what will happen on the field. But they know why they are doing all this decamping, supporting the current government, because it's also for economic gain and relevant. Because if you look at Atiku'S system now, it's not like before. It's not the Atiku that we used to know, even in terms of investment. Go to Adamawa, go to Yola. Go and see some of his investment. It's not like before. Look at the Intel. Under Buhari regime, they finished him at the Nigerian Port Authority. So they are also decamping for economic gain and relevant until the current governor signal where he's going to. That is when Adamawa politics can now get that shape. And don't forget that in the Northeast, Atiku is still relevant, irrespective of the party that Atiku goes to. So the 6 states in the Northeast is like the way Baba Saraki then used to handle Kwara, Kogi in the North Central. Do you get it? So when Atiku was the PDP, the Northeast states, they were all dusted by PDP. Even for the first time in Yobe State, APC find it very difficult, despite the immediate interim chairman, the current governor of Yobe State, Malabuni, was from that state. PDPC cleared the state. So the dynamics of our election in 2027 will not be the same as 2023, except the government change their strategy and pattern by giving Nigerians good governance. Because I don't know how you are going to convince Nigerians that national grid collapsed 3 times in a month in 2026. So it means we are not there yet. So now talking about transmission of electrical voting, we are not there. Infrastructure-wise, we are not there. So it means when we are voting on the 2027, is this how national grid will collapse? And INEC will tell us that they had glitches. So I think what we need to do is basic. Let Nigerians feel the impact of governance. And government that is owing contractor 4 trillion naira, indigenous contractor. Look at what happened at the Ministry of Finance last 2 weeks or last week. Look at what happened yesterday at FCDA, Federal Capital Development Agency, with Wike. The FCDA are on strike now because government is owing them.
The government,
so what are they going to
government,
them?
The court have actually asked them to suspend the strike.
That is court. And the court will only pronounce. The association will still go back to their members because they have rights. How can you be owing people money and you are commissioning roles? Commissioning roles for who? People that are hungry? People that are hungry? Commissioning roles within the city center. People at the suburb. What they are doing, what Wiki has been doing is within the city center. We are having election of area council by February 21 in FCT. Can they come out to come and campaign to Nigerians? Can they come out to come and tell people who to vote for? Election is less than a month now in FCT. We have not seen any one of them canvassing for vote because they know that they are not doing the right thing. Last year, our children stay at home for more than 2 terms. And they are busy commissioning roads, commissioning bridges. For who? When people are hungry? So let APC government or PDP or anyone, even ADC, let them come and campaign in FCT. Election is less than a month. By Saturday 21st, next month, we have an election, area council in the 6th area council. They can't come out to come and canvass vote for people because they don't have nothing to show. We are having senators as if we don't have senators in FCT. How many area council our senators have visited in FCT? What are the projects he's doing? Senator Atiku'S, what is he doing? We have 2 House of Reps members, one for North, one for South in FCT. What are they done? So 2027 election will be completely different from the way people are looking at it because Nigerians will come out with full force because they are not happy. You are enriching governors and citizens are suffering. Citizens are suffering. You have removed subsidy, the gain of subsidy. Ordinary Nigerians are not getting it. So what are we saying?
Okay.
So the dynamic will not be the same thing in 2027.
Okay. So I just have to clear there's something you said here as regards to Atiku'S, the senator representing the FCT. You would agree with me that she's a minority member in the Senate, and you know what that particular one means. I've been following our plenary
What happened to our constituency project? Constituency project is more of opportunity for her. We have been having senators before her that are in minority. Aduda was in minority under Buhari regime.
But guess what? The same Aduda you are saying today that it was a minority. I have 1,001 people in Abuja as at that time because I was in Lokogoma, and they were also saying that Aduda never did anything for them.
It also depends on the perspective they are looking at.
Okay,
when
that's not the conversation. That's not the conversation today.
There is no area council.
Okay.
When Aduda was chairman committee on power, there is no area council in FCT out of the 6 that didn't get benefit of brand new transformers. Rural identification projects were assigned across this area council. So you know the problem with AMAC, Lokogoma is under AMAC, is that the issue of rivalry between the chairman of the AMAC and the FCT minister, the state FCT minister then happened that time. But now, Atiku'S is in opposition. She will have used that opportunity to let the citizen and resident of FCT know what she's doing. This is a woman that she's not engaging anybody.
Okay.
She's not engaging.
Let's come back home. Let's come back home now. All right, let's come back to the situation we're talking about as regards to Atiku'S son saying, and this is not just about Atiku'S son. Don't forget that before Atiku'S son even made this comment, the Minister of Tourism, also Anatu, also mentioned this same statement that no one can actually win President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general elections. But if you look at all of their statements, it is always coming as whenever they are praising his achievement, they will talk about infrastructure and human capital development. And here you are. You've given us 1001 reasons saying that you don't think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has really done so much that would make people, want to vote in the 2027 general elections. But following what Atiku'S son has said so far, and of course, regardless of his father being on the ballot or would be on the ballot, of course, we don't know what will happen in their primaries. But if I may ask you, do you think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election is really sure, or is it the ADC that you think would actually have it, if you want to make your projection?
It's not sure for APC, my dear brother, except opposition didn't know what they are doing. Because is it the Calabar superhighway that people of Akwa Ibom and Akwa have started going against it? I was at a campaign last week that they are saying they are calling for government to divert the project because it's going to encroach into national reserve. So building road for who? For themselves. Look at the suffering people are suffering on Abuja, Lokoja, Kano, Kaduna Road since last year. Giving contact to contractors that are not capable. Go and look at the work that another company doing around when you are going towards airport junction.
Yeah.
Go and see the work they are doing there. Go and see the level of the work they are doing there compared to what Minister of Works is doing, what Nigerians are suffering. Yesterday, many people got home after 12 to 1 along Kaduna Abuja Road. So it is so funny that this government is just telling Nigerians what is not. You have removed subsidy. Can you account for the gain of subsidy? Can you let Nigerians benefit from the gain of subsidy? Indigenous contractor came out to say they are owing them 4 trillion naira. Many of them borrowed money from banks. They need to pay interest. Some have started disposing their property. Some indigenous contractors are now battling with health challenges. Is that not a disgrace to the government that said they are working, that want to come and seek for election in 2027 when you are owing? Imagine if 50% of that money should be paid to indigenous contractor. Could you imagine the effect on ordinary Nigerians if you pay 2 trillion to indigenous contractor and promise them of paying them later? How can you owe indigenous contractor but you are paying foreign contractors their own money?
Okay.
Is that not shame?
All right. Thank you so much, Adekunle. You've really, said so much in just a few minutes. And you just gave me a nostalgic feeling as regards to the Kaduna Abuja Road. I know how many hours. It was just meant to be about 2 hours, the same as a train, right? For us to get from Kaduna to Abuja. But we actually ran at some point in 2021 to always use the train until the bandits also attacked the train. And of course, a train would, fall off the rail and all of that. And I just remember that it has just been, back and forth. You do train or you run back to the road. And either ways, it is still the same. I know what it feels like. But we just hope that the government would look into this particular one before the 2027 general election. But you would agree with me that all of these men are not even talking about any other thing again than the elections. That's what, they've been talking about basically. But let's come back to the studio as we try to wrap up the conversation here. Mr. Afanimo, you heard everything that Atiku'S has been saying. He's really, really angry with all of the, our Nigerian politicians, because I know what it feels like. So many people just, make this assertion that North is really, enjoying from the government. But for people, I know you've also, been there several times and you've lived there as well. For people who have lived there, you would know that so much is not coming to the real people that are living in the north. You know, it is just for the elite. But I would like to ask you, what are the key challenges, facing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election bid? And aside from that particular one, Atiku'S son talked about electoral reforms that the president has done, while he was praising him. So I want to ask, what economic reform has President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, implemented to impact Nigeria that we can actually say, oh, because he has done this, he has done this, he has done this, he deserves to actually win again?
You see, first, Tinubu removed subsidy. And when I hear some people talk about the removal of subsidy, I begin to wonder if we are truly sincere to ourselves. All the three major candidates in 2003 election agreed to the removal of subsidy. I'm sure if Peter Obi had become president at that time, he would be bold enough to remove the subsidy.
But I don't think it should have been immediately.
He would do it immediately. I'm telling you. The only person that may not want to do it immediately because of certain interests he might want to protect is probably Atiku. But it was very glaring that if we didn't remove subsidy, only God knows where we will be today. The dual exchange rate, that by now, maybe our currency would have been worse than that of Zimbabwe if it was not removed. So, for me, I happen to have a friend, a northerner, he's a politician. He said, when we were talking recently, he said the indices for removing a president is still not there. But except when it manifests before the election, that's when you can begin to ask questions as to if the current president would get a second term or not. There is no such massive rumble. We have not seen enemies within the APC in a struggle for power. Enemies were in PDP when Jonathan was contesting in 2015. That's when you have the likes of Saraki, the likes of Lamido, and the rest of them. They formed a new PDP. They call it NPDP. And it was glaring that the house was torn. And so it was easy for the aggressor to come in. But as of today, the only party that if you get their ticket and you are sure that if you win an election, it may not be contested on the platter of who signed your form, who did not sign your form. It is only APC.
So, in closing, are you saying that the APC, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will still win this election?
He's going to win this election except something happens.
Okay, except what, please?
Except something happens.
Something like what?
Well, let's wait and see.
Okay.
But because 24 hours is too long a day.
Okay. All right. This is how far we can actually go on this show. We're pressed for time. Thank you so much, Mr. Dele.
Always my pleasure.
And of course, I thank you, Adekunle, for joining the program virtually. I would always want to have more of you, because of, your part of submission that has to come from the northern, quarters there. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Coming up next is Locker Room. And of course, I know you love the world of sports, so you like to stay put. Don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough people do last. Whatsoever your face will soon be over, and you will definitely smile again. My name remains Xavier Udo. Have a good evening. Rest.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest